Oh, I got it here. Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, with a very heavy heart, Mr. Speaker, I can't believe that I'm standing here this afternoon, evening, to talk about the Honorable Jakoyo Midiwo Aka Otada. Mr. Speaker, in the last campaign, we used to call him Otada times 4. Mr. Speaker, it is so saddening that it is now being called the late Jakoyo Midiwo. I believe that one day, even death will die. The Speaker, Jakoyo was so friendly, so honest, so forthright, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, in 2012, when I was running to be MP for Ugenya, and he met me at the airport, and I was fighting that time with my current senator about whether I should be MP or not, because the senator and I come from the same ward. He told the senator, this young man has been fighting for so long to be MP. He's done so many things. Why are you fighting him? Mr. Speaker, he even left a glass of alcohol on the table at the intercom when it became apparent that I had won the nomination and I wasn't being given the ticket for the ODM. The Speaker, he don't advise me to go to court after the ticket was given to somebody else. I finally got the ticket, Mr. Speaker. Jakoyo was so generous, not just with what he had, Mr. Speaker, but with words and advice. Mr. Speaker, he was such a good mentor. He would tell you that I know you are hard-headed, but this is the right thing to do. Mr. Speaker, if I may joke about it, so he told me that, David, you're a young man joining politics, and you know that as a young man, you're going to have so many girls around you, you know? So I never allow any woman to enter your car. So Speaker, I've never allowed any lady to enter my car in my constituency. Apart from, my wife is not any other woman. Because he could advise you on how to navigate your way through service and through serving, even in this house. My joining of the circle was because of Jakoyo. He told you that, you know, you're going to spend money around here, but when the day comes for the elections, you won't have much. So make sure that you go to the circle. Mr. Speaker, Jakoyo cared. So 3 weeks ago, Mr. Speaker, less than 3 weeks ago, on 30th of last month, Mr. Speaker, when the president came to Siaya County, Mr. Speaker, I shed a tear. When a member of parliament who had served for 3 terms, not just ordinary member, but up to a whip, Mr. Speaker, was being blocked from entering where the president was. He was being told you can't enter because you're a former member of parliament. 3 weeks ago, Mr. Speaker, on 30th, on Sunday, in his constituency, not anywhere else, to launch projects that I'm so sure he was part of lobbying for. But the police and some guards, Mr. Speaker, it was so disheartening. And Mr. Speaker, as we discuss, for example, how to ensure that the former Prime Minister, the former Speaker, the former Minister have worked, Mr. Speaker, if a member serves here for 3 terms consecutive, Mr. Speaker, there must be a way to deal with it. We must ensure that, Mr. Speaker, as a House, we pass some laws that ensure that, because you cannot then leave Parliament after 3 years, and they can just play with you willy-nilly. Mr. Speaker, I was so disheartened, Mr. Speaker. A person of Jakoyo's stature, Mr. Speaker, a person who personified debate. Mr. Speaker, when he rose to speak, and I was in this house last term, everybody here would keep quiet because they knew that he would speak sense. Mr. Speaker, he knew how to navigate his way across the aisle. And he taught some of us how to navigate living in Parliament. Speaker, like the Honorable Deputy Speaker said, Mr. Speaker, Jakoyo will tell you that the reason you're going to sports is not that you're going to be a good player or you're going to be a good footballer. You didn't come here to do football, but you must ensure that you go to sports, that you socialize. You know people. You can understand how members react to different situations, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, Jakoyo was such a loyal human being to his friends. to the fact and to the effect that the Speaker, and I spoke about it, in the last elections when he lost, I'm certain, and I'm saying to Honorable Elisha here, that were it not that Jakoyo did not support Honorable Gumbo for governorship of Siaya, Jakoyo would be in this parliament as MP. But he said that if ODM is not giving Gumbo his ticket, he will not take the ODM ticket. You're so loyal to his friends. Mr. Speaker, as we mourn Jakoyo, I would like this parliament to just have one thing in mind, that even as rest his peace in eternal, his soul in eternal peace, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Could we try to be a bit brief, so that, because I know there are so many of us who have a moment or so with the Honorable Jakoyo, and so that we can, because you also know the